All right, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday between Aric Almirola and Kyle Busch. If you did not see, they had a little run-in where, out of what I saw on the replay, it looked like the 10 made some contact with the 18, sent the 18 up the racetrack a bit, entering turn 3. Exiting turn 4, Kyle Busch wasn't having it, came back down and started hitting the 10. They started beating off each other, and then next thing you know, they're wrecking and spinning and all sorts of stuff. Kyle Busch somehow survives, doesn't get hit by a single car. Aric Almirola gets nailed by Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Busch rallies for a 14th place finish, and Aric Almirola rallies for a 37th place finish. So obviously, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about who could benefit, who could not benefit. Kyle Busch, I mean, you could argue, I guess you could argue that
short track racing.
I had to use it. I had to use it in this video. I had to figure out where, and that was a perfect place to use it. So I guess you could really argue, though, that it really is just
short track racing.
But with the playoffs and all that fun stuff around, it changes it. It really changes what happened and all the chaos and weird stuff that happens and how it affects you down the road and all that stuff. So if you didn't hear, Aric Almirola had some choice words after the race. He said he kind of described the incident, and then he said, we got 3 weeks, we're going to go make it hell for him now. Basically saying, Kyle Busch, you're screwed. So if Aric Almirola gets near the 18, that's not going to be good. He did mention something about something happening in the spring. I didn't go into that. I don't know what the heck he was referring to, but Kyle Busch cannot, at this point in the playoffs, for him, he is not allowed to make enemies, especially if they're not in the playoffs, because those guys not in the playoffs have nothing to lose, and the guys in the playoffs have everything to lose. And Kyle Busch right now, he is currently looking good. Let me check here. He is currently 17 points above the cutoff line, so he's sitting pretty up there. He just has to keep on running solid. I mean, he hasn't really been great in the playoffs. He's been off in the playoffs, like weirdly off. He hasn't gotten a lot of top 10s. He hasn't even gotten a lot of top 5s. I heard somewhere that he's only led in 2 races during the playoffs this year, and one of them was Talladega. That's very un-Kyle Busch-like. He's a very good driver. He's usually very dominant, very good, leading laps, top 5, stage wins, all that stuff. He hasn't been doing too hot in the playoffs, but thankfully for him, he has those playoff points that he was able to rely on the first couple rounds, but he's going to have to pick it up a little bit when it comes to advancing. Like if he has a bad day and Kevin Harvick or Ryan Blaney has a top 5, wins a couple stages, they're there on his bumper for the points. So Kyle Busch cannot screw around. He can't mess around with these finishes. He can't afford to have a bad finish, and he definitely can't afford a DNF, especially if he gets taken out by a playoff driver. So Aric Almirola, he has nothing to lose. So if Kyle Busch does something stupid again, or they're racing by each other, I would not be surprised if the 10 ran him up the track, hit him, pushed him into the wall, pinched him behind a lap car, wrecked him. I mean, Kyle Busch, when he got hit, I understand being upset for that. I don't know the whole incident. Almirola said he got chopped. I didn't see the replay before that, but if he did indeed get chopped, then it's Kyle Busch's fault. But if he just got hit up the track, Kyle Busch, yes, you could be pissed off. Don't retaliate. No, don't retaliate. That is a stupid move. That will cost you a championship potentially, because this guy down the road at Texas or Phoenix might take you out and cost you a ticket to Homestead. So you can't make enemies, and you definitely can't make enemies with non-playoff drivers, because the way this system works, that could screw you. And if you don't win, you're screwed. So if the 10 does get revenge on the 18, look at Martinsville. That would be the turning point of Kyle Busch's championship hopes. And as for the 10, he's going to get in a fight if he takes out Kyle Busch, because Kyle Busch will be all pissed and approach him, and he won't try to say anything. He'll try to fight him. So we might see another fight in the future. That's my point. Not a lot to talk about other than the championship implications that it could have if someone were to be taken out. But obviously, other than the championship implications, people being taken out, all the fun stuff, not much. I don't really know that much about the incident to stand on a side. So if Kyle Busch chopped down, then it's his fault. If Aric Almirola just sitting in there too deep and hit him, then it's his fault. Kyle Busch retaliating, that's his own fault. That's his own doing, no matter whose fault it was. That's stupid to do in your situation. And Aric Almirola has every right to be upset. It ended his day. It ruined his weekend. He had a really good run going. And Kyle Busch ended up messing up his finish a little bit. So just don't be stupid. Since we're talking about Kyle Busch, I guess we'll finish off talking about M&M's here. But thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. We reached 400 subscribers again after those people unsubscribed. We gained them back. We gained some new people back. But thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.